Dixon News.
A motorist was injured last Wednesday when a flatbed truck hit a car and school bus stopped at the railroad crossing on the June Boulevard. The driver of a Honda was transported to Oslo Memorial Hospital. There were no students on the bus. Bus 182 was stopped at the railroad track as required by law when the truck failed to stop. The bus was headed to Swansboro. The truck rear-ended the Honda and went on to hit the side of the bus. There were no other reported injuries. The identities of those involved have not been released. The crash is under investigation and the charges are still pending.
Some kids these days are going through a lot of problems dealing with family drama and coming to school when talking about them and others. For example, I know someone whose father's been deployed, as well as others in the school who has parents or family members being deployed far away places. The other student is separated from other members because of divorce, resulting in the absence of other members from parental sides. Some are working through hard times trying to survive through issues of life and family, cares and love, but come to school anyway. But after making it through the day being possibly bullied and other things, decided there's no way out. One day they may decide to go home and hurt themselves or worse. They do this so they won't have to feel the pain of being unloved or other feelings. Think about how other people or what's going on with their lives, and before you open your mouth, say something wrong or hurtful. Think hard what you say and remember no one comes to school to be judged or hurt, to treat others the way you want to be treated.
On Tuesday, February 26th, there were some alumni that were selected to be in Dixon's Wall of Fame. Sheriff Ed Brown, Miss Pam Thomas, Kern Everett, and Judge Paul Hardison.
Breathe on!
Dies after collapsing during the game. Josh Level, a 17-year-old junior at New Gardens Friends School in Greensboro, North Carolina, passed away Tuesday, February 19th. He collapsed on the court during a game against Quality Education Academy and died at Wake Forest Baptist Medical Center. Josh had a harrowing quote, which was, "Most guys, they lack the hustle and heart and desire to be out there on the court. Because to play this game, you have to have a lot in heart. It's a privilege." Our thoughts and prayers go to the Level family and his friends. Now, Mr. Capico, being a coach, how do you feel about this situation?
Well, I believe it's a tragedy that it happened. I feel for the family and the school and the teammates. I'm sure that everything was done to make sure he was okay and to try to revive him at the time. It is sad, but things do happen, and it's unfortunate. But hopefully he was doing what he loved and what he enjoyed to do, and his parents are okay with that. And I hope that they learn from that situation and grow from that.
And here is some of the news from around Dixon.
Report cards for the first 6 weeks of the new semester will go out on March 14th. Jacksonville Council of the Art Show is on March 3rd to the 22nd. In downtown Jacksonville. There will also be a superintendent art show later in March. See Mr. Rogers for more details.
And now for your sports. There will be a track meet at Jacksonville High School on February 28th. Ladies soccer plays at East Duplin on February 27th. And now we have some of your coaches from around Dixon giving us an update on their sports.
Go.
We're here with Coach Tomlinson, and we're going to ask him what wrestling matches and stuff are coming up within the next few weeks.
Is that?
Yes, I'm asking.
Well, tomorrow we go to the regional wrestling tournament the individual wrestling tournament.
Oklahoma police are baffled over a 65-year-old man who burst into flames last Monday with no source of fire. Cops think Danny Van Dant's body could have simply burned up by itself. With no fire damage and no evidence of fire sources, authorities have come to the possible theory of spontaneous combustion. A 20-year-old arson investigator said he had never seen anything like it. As of now, an autopsy has been performed to determine the case of death.
4 children are reported found after missing for several weeks. Authorities say they found the children right outside Greensville, right down Needham Trail. EMS workers have reported the kids were unharmed.
How can you protect the children of this generation?
Teach them these important tips for their safety.
Teach them to call 911.
Never leave them unattended in a car.
Never answer the door without a parent or guardian.
Take an advanced role in kids' activities and know what they are doing at all times.
For real.
And if they place in the top 4 in the region, then they qualify for the state wrestling tournament, which will be the following weekend. I guess that's March 1st, and we'll see how they end up in the state at that point.
We're here with Coach Brown and the baseball team, and we're going to find out some information about how the baseball team's looking this year. So, Coach Brown, how are we looking? How are the boys?
Well, we scrimmaged at Ashley last night, and at one time I looked out there and our second baseman weighs about 98 pounds, and our shortstop weighs about a buck and a quarter, and third baseman weighed about 120 pounds, and the catcher's about 130. So we're small, but the kids got big hearts, and we're looking forward to the season.
That's good. When's the first home game this year?
Well, we play at Wallace next Wednesday, and other than that, we try to take it a pitch at a time. So the only thing I'm thinking about is, today's scrimmage at Hoggard, and then next week we go to Wallace for our first game.
Alrighty, thank you, and we wish you the best of luck on your season.
No problem. Laissez le bon temps relais.
Alright, we're here with Miss Buchanan, coach of the girls softball team, and we're going to get some questions from her. So, Miss Buchanan, how are the girls looking this year?
This year we're really young. I'm pretty excited. It's a good group of girls who come out and work hard every day, and I expect us to win some ball games.
So what are you expecting overall out of the season?
Overall, I would love to see us go deep in the playoffs and at least make a run for a conference championship this year.
Alrighty, and when's your first home game?
Our first home game is going to be next Friday, March 1st, 5 o'clock.
Thank you so much.
February 15th, a meteor crashed into Chelyabinsk, Russia, weighing in at 10,000 tons, injuring over 1,000 people. According to local officials, the meteor caused $33 million in property damage.
Much of damage and injuries were due to broken glass and collapsing walls due to the shock wave of the impact. The meteor impacted shortly before the DA-14 asteroid grazed the atmosphere by 17,500 kilometers. Scientists say the meteor was almost impossible to detect due to the speed it entered the atmosphere and collided.
Paul Chose of NASA's Near-Earth Object Program Office stated that they, quote, would expect an event of this magnitude to occur once every 100 years. In the area around Chelyabinsk, the hunt is on for fragments of the meteor. Scientists have recovered 53 pieces as of now. So far, they have concluded the meteor is of the type chondrite, a common meteor consisting of 10% iron.
Clearly, these types of events are more likely to occur than we realize. It raises questions about when and where a meteor will impact.
Google has announced recently to the public that it has come out with a new product named Google Glasses. These augmented reality glasses allow users to use the Google search engine via their voice. Now, this engine also has a camera feature which allows people to film and take pictures of what they are currently looking at. It even has a GPS setting.
Currently, Google is in a 2-year process of making these Google Glasses for your augmented reality purposes. They are currently in 2-year beta, so they are still working on the product, and they should have it released by sometime at the end of the year.